Welcome to a world where minimalism isn't cold or stark, it's warm, inviting, and quietly luxurious. In this video, we explore the design philosophy known as warm minimalism. It's where pared-back elegance meets soulful living. Join us as we unravel how to create serene yet richly textured spaces that speak to both simplicity and warmth. Warm minimalism is about intentional living. It pares down clutter without sacrificing comfort. This is not about bare rooms or empty spaces. It's about selecting what matters most and curating spaces that feel both meaningful and lived in. The result is an environment that invites peace, clarity, and purpose. Warm minimalism starts with the right palette: creamy whites, muted beiges, soft browns, and earthy taupes. These tones radiate calm while adding subtle depth. They're easy on the eyes and timeless in appeal, forming the perfect backdrop for curated living. It's not just about color, it's about mood. Think wood, stone, linen, and clay. These organic textures infuse character and warmth. Whether it's a reclaimed oak dining table or linen drapes catching the afternoon light, warm minimalism leans into the honest beauty of nature's materials. It's tactile, authentic, and grounded. the hallmarks of warm minimalism is the presence of negative space. Blank walls aren't boring, they're breathing room. The absence of excess invites us to slow down and truly appreciate what is there. It's not empty, it's deliberate. Furniture in warm minimalist homes isn't just functional, it's sculptural and considered. Think clean lines, low profiles, and rounded edges. Sofas invite lounging. Tables suggest gathering. Every piece is purposeful, chosen not just for looks but for how it supports daily life. Even minimalism loves a little layering. The difference lies in restraint. Think a hand-woven rug atop wood floors, linen pillows in soft neutral shades, or a throw blanket draped over a couch. These touches bring depth and texture without adding visual noise. Lighting in a warm minimalist space is never harsh. It's soft, diffused, and thoughtfully placed. Floor lamps with warm-toned bulbs, pendant lights over a reading nook, or candlelight flickering during dinner. Each source creates ambience and comfort. It's less about illumination, more about feeling. isn't crowded or chaotic, it's curated. A single large canvas in muted tones or a sculptural wall piece can speak volumes. Art is chosen for emotional resonance, texture, or the story it tells. It enhances the space without dominating it. Built-in shelves and cabinetry are a warm minimalist's best friend. They offer seamless storage that blends into the architecture, reducing clutter while enhancing the room's design. With clean lines and matching finishes, built-ins keep the aesthetic cohesive and serene. When used thoughtfully, neutrals can be incredibly dynamic. Think of the richness of walnut wood, the softness of sandstone, or the creamy depth of clay. Layering these tones adds complexity, warmth, and interest, proof that subtle can be stunning. Warm minimalism is all about editing, removing what's unnecessary, keeping only what serves a purpose or sparks joy. It's not about living with nothing, it's about living with only the right things. This selective approach adds clarity, intention, and meaning to everyday life. Everyday items, kitchen tools, linens, books, can be beautiful in their own right. In warm minimalist homes, even functional objects are chosen for their form. Open shelves display dishes like art. Hooks hold woven baskets. Function doesn't hide, it enhances the design. Personal items still have a place, but they're curated with care. A family photo in a wooden frame. A vase from a memorable trip. A handwritten recipe displayed in the kitchen. These touches ground the space in identity, emotion, and story. Warm minimalism sees comfort as the ultimate luxury. It's not about opulence, it's about ease. A plush sofa you sink into. A bedroom that calms your senses. A reading nook that hugs you in. This is quiet comfort, beautifully done. Bringing nature inside is key to warm minimalism. Large windows, glass doors, and natural materials extend the indoors into the outdoors. The home feels larger, lighter, and more harmonious. Nature becomes a living, breathing part of the design. Imperfection is beautiful. A slightly uneven ceramic bowl. A wooden beam with knots and grain. Warm minimalism borrows from the Japanese philosophy of Wabi-Sabi, embracing imperfection as part of the charm. It's real, raw, and deeply human. Warm minimalist homes often favor open layouts, but they avoid feeling cavernous or cold. Strategic furniture placement, lighting zones, and layered textures break up space while keeping flow. It's openness with intimacy, a sense of togetherness, not vastness. Minimalist kitchens are clutter-free and soothing. Open shelves hold only what's needed. Natural stone countertops offer subtle beauty. Wood accents add warmth. It's not just where food is made, it's where connection happens, and simplicity rules. In a warm minimalist bedroom, distractions disappear. Bedding is soft and natural. Colors are subdued. Art is minimal. The result? A place that promotes rest, relaxation, and mindfulness. It's a sanctuary in the truest sense of the word. Minimalist bathrooms are spa-like. Think floating vanities, warm lighting, and tactile textures like stone and wood. There's no clutter, only essentials, beautifully arranged. The space invites you to slow down, breathe, and reconnect with yourself. A key to warm minimalism is hidden storage. Behind clean cabinet doors and under built-in benches lie the tools of daily life. By keeping items out of sight but within reach, the home maintains both elegance and usability. Sustainability is a natural ally of warm minimalism. Fewer items mean less consumption. Long-lasting, quality pieces reduce waste. Natural materials are biodegradable. Choosing well and buying less isn't just stylish, it's responsible and forward-thinking. Beyond aesthetics, warm minimalism is about how a space feels. It considers light, flow, scale, and emotion. Walking into a warm minimalist home should feel like a deep breath, calming, centering, and grounding. Architecture becomes an emotional experience. Warm minimalism offers structure in a chaotic world. Clean lines, thoughtful arrangements, and visual clarity bring order to our surroundings and our minds. It's not sterile, it's soothing. It's not strict, it's supportive. Contrary to myth, minimalism works for families too. It's about fewer toys, not no toys. Clear zones, smart storage, and kid-friendly materials allow everyone to thrive. It fosters appreciation for quality and care, even in young ones. Warm minimalism draws inspiration from around the world: Scandinavian calm, Japanese restraint, Mediterranean textures. It's a fusion of global ideas grounded in universal values, simplicity, beauty, and warmth. The result is a design style that transcends borders. Warm minimalism avoids the pitfalls of passing trends. Instead, it champions timeless principles: balance, proportion, quality, and comfort. The spaces don't age, they evolve. A warm minimalist home remains relevant and meaningful for years to come. Every choice in a warm minimalist home is intentional. From the materials to the layout to the artwork on the walls, nothing is accidental. This approach fosters mindfulness, clarity, and gratitude. It's not just how we live, it's why. Warm minimalism invites us to live better, not with more, but with more meaning. It's an aesthetic, yes, but more importantly, it's a way of being. As you leave this video, take with you the idea that elegance can be simple, and simplicity can be deeply fulfilling. Live lightly. Live warmly. Live well.